Hi there. My name is Dominique Drew, and I run a business called The Art of Attraction, where I help single men to attract life partners through personal and relationship coaching. And I do that in by really helping you see what the underlying cause is that's keeping you single. Right? I go straight to the core of the issue, as opposed to talking about things that aren't quite the point or things that are symptoms of the problem. I'm able to get people results, in a matter of weeks, usually within a session or two with me. People know exactly why they're still single and specifically what they need to do to fix it. So it doesn't have to take a very long time. I do this, again, within just a matter of weeks. And so what I want to really talk to you about now is what is going to happen if you don't change something. This is one of the questions that I ask people before they, people who are interested in working with me, and I'll get on a free call with them. And there's a link to that call in this video below if you'd like to pursue that. And this question is incredibly important because I think a lot of people think that they're single or their dating lives, and this is true for the rest of your life as well. The issues we're talking about here are much deeper and affect much more of your life than just your dating life. I don't really work a lot with issues in your dating life because generally that's not where your problem actually is. It's in confidence, or it's in self-sabotage, or it's in rejection or fear of rejection. And so when we solve those underlying problems, then a lot of things change. People start making more money. People start women start noticing you when they haven't before. You start being happier and more authentic, right? And that's very attractive and begins to bring the right people to you. So the nature of this question is incredibly important. I think a lot of people, as I was just saying, think that they're just a victim of circumstances, right? Well, it's just like this relationship didn't work out and this relationship didn't work out. And they don't realize that there's a pattern there. There's a thing that you keep doing, or a thing that keeps happening to you that's led you to be single at this age. Okay, there is something that is keeping you from that. Until you figure out what that is and how to fix it, it will continue. It will not change because you're doing something and you may not realize you're doing something, and that's okay because a lot of this is subconscious, right? Obviously, you're not choosing to be single, right? I mean, some people are, but that's not usually, you wouldn't be watching this video, right? You're single and you don't want to be, which I understand. That's been me for most of my life. And the reason, the way that I solved that was first by admitting that I couldn't do it on my own, right? I needed to seek help. I needed an outside perspective to look at at what was going on subconsciously in me. And as I began to solve those underlying issues, my life just changed completely. I became a lot more attractive. People started to be a lot more attracted to me. Nobody really used to be when I was young, when I had all these issues around being attractive and things that I was carrying. So the question of what will happen if you don't change something is the only question you need to ask yourself, right? It's not like, oh, do I want to work with somebody, or can I afford a coach, or none of that matters. The fact of the matter is, if you keep doing what you've been doing, if you don't change anything in your life, what is it going to cost you moving forward? Children? Family? A partnership with emotional support and adventure and creativity and healthy connection and incredible intimacy, and what is going to be sacrificed if you don't actually change something. And when you're clear on that, you realize that if you don't move something now, you're going to be in exactly the same place in 40 years that you are right now. I've helped people who have struggled with their issue for 50 years turn it around in 2 sessions. Okay? Completely turn their pattern around in 2 sessions. And so this doesn't need to take a long time. It doesn't need to be a thing that you're working on for years of your life. Although the better you want to get, the more time you'll want to do it. But this is really about taking a really honest look at yourself and thinking about what your life's going to look like in 10 years. Sometimes I'll get on a call with people and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to do the investment, or I don't want to, and that's perfectly fine. And then they'll usually call me back about 2 years later and we have the exact same conversation. They're doing the exact same thing. So take a really clear look at yourself and where you've been, and look at yourself a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, if you don't change anything. And if you don't see any change in those two places, and if you don't change anything, nothing will change, right? Then I really encourage you to reach out, right? Even if it's just a free call, we can see if it's a good fit for me to help. So go ahead and click the link below, and let's see how I can assist. Thanks so much. I hope this has been helpful for you.